The European Union has slapped Alphabet's Google unit with a record fine, more than $2.5 billion. The regulators allege that Google is taking advantage of its dominance in online searches to direct customers to its online shopping business. Shares of Alphabet fell more than 2%. And if Google doesn't stop the practice within 90 days, it will have to pay even more. Google's "don't be evil" culture is far from its practice, according to the European Union, which announced its biggest ever fine, more than $2.7 billion, a possible warning shot to the world's biggest tech companies. The EU says Google abused its position as the dominant search engine, giving its own shopping service top billing in search results, while relegating competitors to far less valuable real estate down the list.
They've used this dominance to promote themselves and to demote rivals.
Google, considering an appeal, says competitor sites are not harmed by its practices, claiming shoppers, quote, prefer links that take them directly to the products they want, not to websites where they have to repeat their searches, end quote. The EU is basing its case on research using more than 1.5 billion searches. It says Google began to give an advantage to its own service back in 2008. And since then, traffic on Google Shopping spiked 45 times higher in the UK, 35 times higher in Germany, and rose by factors of 29 in the Netherlands and 19 in France. The EU blames Google for corresponding traffic drops to certain sites, down as much as 92% in Germany, 85% in the UK, and 80% in France. Alphabet's EU problem won't end with the fine. Separate EU investigations are continuing into alleged abuses involving Google's Android operating system, its ad sales business, the way it handles local travel and map searches, and how it uses copyrighted material. The EU has battled the U.S. high-tech complex before. Its previous record fine was handed down to Intel in 2009, almost $1.5 billion. And a series of Microsoft fines totaling more than $2 billion began in 2004. Today's fine means dominant tech players like Amazon, Facebook, and others will be watching to see whether Alphabet fights the fine and what changes the EU can force on Google.